Good evening, everyone. Good evening for my live today. And in today's live, we are going to talk about Dr. Neal Barnard's Reversing Diabetes Program. We are going to talk about this book only. Now, I want to tell you something, my dear friends. All of us, when it comes to diabetes management, we know the information is overloaded in the internet, right? Wherever you go, you find a lot of tips: what food to eat, what exercise to eat, do, all that, right? Information is overloaded in the internet space. But I'm asking you, where is the authenticity? For example, whoever says something, we just can't believe when it comes to our health, right? Where is it? So rather trusting someone from social media, we will need to trust something. Whoever is on live today with me, just tell me whether books can be authentic, or a social media can be authentic. Which can be more authentic? I'm not saying all social media platforms are not authentic, but if we really want to find out, book is the best source, right? Because it is documented, it is recorded. And that is why I always prefer to get learn from books, rather, even if I'm also on social media. If you're not trusting me, if you, people who I work with know what kind of authenticity I have. But these kind of books will definitely help us when it comes to um, health related topics, right? And that too, the speciality of this book is like everything whatever he says is researched and documented, and all those research papers have been mentioned over here in this book. That is why I call it as authentic. I refer all of you to just go through, and at least in internet, just go through the work that Dr. Neal Barnard has done for diabetes with nutrition. I mean, he's talking about nutrition for diabetes, right? So what are we going to do in today's life? We are going to talk three insights, very short, crisp, three information what you want to take back home from this book. That is what we are going to look into it today, right? Number one, what is the number one cause of diabetes? Neil Barnard's refers diabetes, all of us, what we do, we think we are eating too much sugar. That is what caused diabetes. Most of the people were thinking from this perspective, right? But he says the cause of diabetes varies from individual to individual. He is talking about something called uh, in, intramyocellular lipid. That means too much of fat, whatever we are consuming, is getting accumulated in our muscle cells, tissues, and those lipids, those fat, can is very dangerous for diabetes, right? So we will need to understand whether carbohydrates is creating problem, or what is the real cause, the true root cause for diabetes, rather going for one diet that fits for all. There is no one rule that fits for all when it comes to diabetes management. And sometimes there may be sodium, the killer for diabetes. Too much of salt, what he says, Dr. Neil Bernard says, too much of salty food. For example, in the Indian food, if we take puppets, pickles, for example, that can be dangerous with respect to diabetes and cardiac, like the blood pressure. When people are having blood pressure and diabetes, that can become like complication for people with diabetes. So we will need to understand the root cause of the diabetes. It The learning what we are taking away from this point is, every individual's root cause will be different. So understand the root cause, then work on it. Don't go for any kind of without scientific information. If there is something coming on internet, don't just blindly believe that. That is the first thing that we're learning from this book. And what is the second one? Very interesting topic. And it is my favorite topic as well. See, uh, diabetes is a genetic factor, right? If I'm carrying my father's gene, or if I'm carrying my mother's gene with diabetes, I have all the chances of getting into diabetic, right? That is a possibility. But there is also something called as, I call it as social hereditary. From biological hereditary, there is something social hereditary. Before that, I wanted to tell you some information that Dr. Neal Barnard is sharing in this book. Diabetes 20 years back, it was 50s for people with the age of 50s. That is how diabetes was considered. But today, you know what? There are a lot of people asking for my consultations in early 30s. Please be aware of it, in early 30s, or even I could say I have people who are in late 20s. So we have to, it is growing beyond ages, right? And also pre-diabetic. He says the pre-diabetic 20 years back, pre-diabetic in youth was 12 percentage, and today the pre-diabetic, after 20 years, today the pre-diabetic in youth, that is early 30s or below, I mean late 20s, the pre-diabetic condition they are getting into is raised to 28 percentage. Is it not alarming? From 12 percentage to 28 percentage. What is the reason for this? It is not due to the genetical predisposition alone. Genetics is of course there, but it is also about the food, dietary changes, dietary options that we are taking it forward. That is what he's mentioning very strongly with a lot of case studies in this book. So what we will need to understand is, we will need to, even if we are having the genetical predispositions, we don't need to get scared about it, but be very, very cautious about the dietary choices, dietary allowances, dietary modifications, whatever you want to take it forward. I would include lifestyle and mind as well, the holistic approach. But here, Dr. Neal Barnard is talking about the nutrition, right? So that is his second, that is the second point we are looking into. And the third point, what I wanted to highlight for the day is, I want to tell you three top most dietary suggestions that Dr. Neal Barnard is suggesting. He's suggesting a lot of things, but to make it really crisp, I want to give you only three, top three. It is not just only three, it is top three dietary suggestions that Dr. Neal Barnard is giving us. So the first thing what he says is, avoid animal food. Avoid animal food. It may be shocking for you all, for us, or for all of us, right? Avoid animal food, but there is a reason behind it. Definitely, animal food, how much ever you're reducing, the risk of diabetes is also getting reduced. Animal food, if you're increasing in your diet, the chances of, when you're diabetes already, and this animal food will create complications. That is what Dr. Neal Barnard says with the case studies research done, right? This is the one thing what we will need to avoid. The second dietary suggestions that he is giving is limit oils. That is what even the day 2 or day 3 I was also talking about. Vegetables don't fry too much on oils, rather you can steam it or you boil it. But how much ever you limit oils for diabetes, it will give you a very good results, right? And what to include more is whole grains. Whole grains, when we mean, if we take rice, simple rice, don't eat plain rice, take brown rice or black rice. That way, whole grains, whole food plant based. If you are taking, the diabetes risk will be reduced. That is what Dr. Neal Barnard is suggesting us. So avoid your animal food, limit your oils, and include a lot of whole grains. These three things will be a very good takeaway from this book for today. Okay, we have come to the end of the program. So today is my day 5 life challenge, which I have to give given the introduction, which I missed it. Day 5 of my life challenge, and what happens is I want to bring real interest to it. It's a gift time. I want to gift you something really good. What is this gift is all about? I want to give a free consultation where we work on your, what is this consultation all about is, first thing is, you will get to know about your diabetes risk score. We will calculate, it's a 2-day call. We will calculate your diabetes risk score, and we will understand where you are with respect to diabetes, right? And second one is, we will give you top 3 dietary modifications, right? So we should strongly understand where we are with respect to diabetes, and then we will need to know what is the top 3 changes that we will need to do to our diet. Is it not interesting? This itself will give us a massive difference. I'm basically, I want to tell you something. See, motivation, we know everything, as I was telling you in the beginning, but motivating somebody to get into some kind of dietary habits or lifestyle changes, it will not help for a longer period in time. Hand holding, giving value, showing them the result will actually help people to realize. That is what I wanted to do, and in this consultation call itself, I want to show you the result, what impact you can get by making small changes in your dietary and lifestyle modifications. And that is why I want to give this as a free gift to you, and this is worth 999, but I wanted to give it to you, give it for free, only for the participants from this live. Immediately after this live, what you can do is, you can actually see the description or the comment, the first comment, and you will get a Google form. Whoever is filling that Google form can avail that free, and it will be a transformation. My dear friends, I'm telling you, I'm not doing this. I'm not like, there is a cause, there is a reason, purpose for me for doing this, and I wholeheartedly want to give this to you, because lifestyle modification is not easy. But if we are conscious and making right decisions at the right time, we can skip from the dangers, the medical emergencies we are experiencing from many of them. So the small little dietary modifications, small little lifestyle modifications, as much as quick we do, it will help us. It will definitely help us. So hurry up, after this live, just fill in the call, and I would love to see you all. And I very much thankful for Dr. Neal Barnard's reversing diabetes program, and this book I'm referring to. All of you can buy this and go through this. And if you have any kind of clarification with this book, let us discuss. You can message me in my private message. You can DM me, direct message me. I will definitely would love to take up a discussion with you. Thank you so much. We'll catch you tomorrow in the live, same time, with another interesting topic. Thank you so much, everyone.